Okay, we're live. Here comes the opening.
We got it.
It's gonna be all right. You do a little dance to get loose. Do a little dance.
Big deep breath.
Over the music. You're not smoking guns, too. They're in the background scene.
Who? What?
All right, 10 seconds. Four, three.
Greetings, Gunslinger Posse. Welcome to the July 9th edition of Branded. This is a special edition. This is the girls only version. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy hearing about all the amazing women that work for the Gunslingers. I'm Stephahnie Stuving. I am co-owner and wife of James Stuving and daughter of Don Rackler, Pam Rackler, mother of Jordan Stuving, and Morgan Stuving, and the list goes on. So we're excited that you're here to listen with us and get to know some of our amazing women. Here with me today, I have Miss Angie Kaufman. She is the CEO of South Texas Spine and Surgical. She is our platinum sponsor for the Gunslingers for the 2025 season, and we are very grateful and excited that she's here to co-host with me today. I'm excited to let you get to know her a little bit as the show goes on today. We're going to start our show with the amazing April Stuving. As you all, I'm sure, if you come to our games, she is the girl. She is the girl. She's also my daughter-in-law.
Yes.
Yes. Lucky her. Actually, lucky me. She's an amazing girl. She's beautiful. She's beautiful on the inside and beautiful on the outside. And she's just done a fantastic job. What season is this for you with the Gunslingers?
Ooh. Since we got it, what was that? 5? Is it 5 now?
This is our 5th season going into?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5. Been with it for 5. Just the role has changed quite a bit over the years.
Yes.
But yes, I've been here since the get-go. That's for sure.
Yeah. So tell us about what you do and how that role has evolved over the years.
So I started just getting asked to help form the six shooters again, basically. And then that turned into, can you help with housing, and can you help with travel, and can you help with sales, and can you help with sponsorships, can you help with game day, can you help with all this? And now I'm in 5 years later, the director of operations. So it's quite a bit of hats that I've gone through.
I was going to say that is, you
Yes.
do wear a lot of hats.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
a big responsibility.
I don't do all those things anymore, but it just over the ladder we've grown, and now I'm over here in this director of operations.
You
so
shouldn't downplay it at all. You should not
Absolutely
downplay
not.
it. That's a big job.
Yeah,
That's a big
absolutely
responsibility for a great team.
It's a lot, but it's nice that I started there and then I ended up here because I kind of understand a lot of the things that the other departments that all go together to put on what you see on game day. So it's good that I started where I was, kind of from the bottom up, just so that I can better understand how to make all these things run a little bit smoother, no matter who's running the team or who's in that sales position or whoever it is. I kind of have a better understanding in how to make things go a little bit better.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can see that. And let me say, you make it very seamless. Like, when you're at a game, when you're, watching it, and everything that it takes to make that happen, and you have responsibility for some of that, it's seamless. You do a great job.
Yes. It's hectic. You see me with the headphones on, and I don't really know what's going on outside of my headphones, but inside of the headphones, it's very chaotic.
Yeah, I think that as we go through the whole show, I think a lot of our girls that we have on tonight are going to say some of the same things, that until you're on the inside of this, the amount of moving parts that it takes, and I wholeheartedly will say that you take the brunt of all the fires that go on any given game day.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And any other day, honestly. I mean,
because she has 4 children.
You see me most of the time with a kid on my hip at the game, or running him to the bathroom. Yeah, that's me.
But you know that kind of goes along with being a woman that works in any type of environment, like operations or even like a football. It's a very male-dominated world, right? And so to be a woman, being able to do that and manage a family and manage your kids and a household,
Right.
kudos to you.
Luckily, I work alongside a lot of my family, though. You know, like she had mentioned, you know, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my husband, my sister-in-law. And so, like, my kids have a lot of support around them. So they just come along with me wherever we go. I get a lot of help from other family members and things like that as well. But a lot of times we'll be in a meeting and you hear my kids upstairs in my office and they're roughhousing and they're watching videos and stuff. But like I said, it comes along with it. We're really, really grateful to be a lot of family. So my kids are living their dream that no one's ever thought of, that they get to hang out with the cheerleaders and the football players and be on the field with the guys. So it's a lot of work, but there's a lot that I don't take for granted, and that I'm very, very grateful that we're able to do this.
Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking about all your jobs, and I think where you shine really well. Obviously, the game day operations are so flawless. I don't think people realize that our whole show is literally timed to the second. It's timed to the second. So all the things that go on from the second, we start pregame at 5:40 until the show is over. Everything is timed, and you're that girl that writes that whole script, and you're fired. You do an amazing job. But where I see April is like the cheer camp that we just had. Fantastic. I mean, I was so impressed with all of the beautiful little touches that were all over the place. And I saw it on the faces of all the little girls that came in. It was just, you're special and we want you here. And I think that is just something that you do exceptionally well. You're a great detail person.
Yeah, my husband would be angry with that comment. I'm very detailed.
He's on the side over here. He's just nodding.
But as far as the cheer camp goes, I think you're gonna have Casey on later, right?
Yes.
Casey has done such a wonderful job building the six shooters to what they are today. And a lot of that goes to her and in our six shooters planning all those things. And I just am there to make all of what they envision come true, just like I do on game days as well. It's the same thing, you know. They put together a plan and I'm like, okay, let's execute it now, and here it is. So but I'm glad that you guys are able to see that and that it comes through, because a lot of work is put into all of those things for sure.
Yes, it absolutely is. So tell us, like, what is your favorite part of the job?
I think it's like the little things. Like like I said, I'm in my headphones a lot. So like a lot of the game, like I don't necessarily get to really watch. I'm handling a lot of behind the scene things, as random as they might be. But it's like the little moments that you see, like last game, for example, which is first thing off the top of my head, when the players came out with the transplant children. Behind that curtain, when they're lining up, that no one gets to see, that I got to be a part of, when they're lining up and seeing the guys like interact with them and like planning what they're gonna do when they run out and meeting them and like the smiles on their faces, like those are the things that I love. And like when I you know have somebody come, like next week, I know we have all our first responders night, and Officer Rebecca is going to be there, and she's one of my favorite people to sing the national anthem. Like every day time she does it, makes me tear up a little bit. So like all these little things that I can help bring into the community, not necessarily football wise, that's not me, that's the coaches over there, but like all of the little things that I can help connect our vision of this team and what it's supposed to bring to San Antonio, and then watching that come through on the other side, that's my favorite part. Just not a specific, like, it's not pregame, it's not halftime.
Right.
It's all the little things that I can help connect. Yeah.
Well, it's about community too, right? What you just described is community and the San Antonio community, and how the Gunslingers support San Antonio, and you know, San Antonio supports the Gunslingers.
Right. Do we have any questions for April?
No. Does anybody have any questions for April? Anything that we can ask her?
What did Miss Casey say?
Miss Casey said, poor April gets about 20 phone calls a week from me alone. Six shooters can do it without her.
Let's click on that question so we can put it up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Was that it?
Casey's right, but she's not the only one that calls me. I don't have a day off. My phone's always ringing when the guys are like traveling and all the things. I'm the first one to get a phone call. So, but I'm happy to do it. I mean, like I said, it's better that it comes through one channel than it being dispersed and then no one really knows what's going on.
Right.
So I'd rather them just come straight to me so we can just handle it real quick and then move on with our day.
Antonio said the support and beyond. Guns up, ladies.
Thank you. So what is the travel? People always ask, when people ask me about what is it like to run the Gunslingers. I don't think anybody realizes that we're housing and feeding.
Yep.
A lot of guys, 25 plus coaches.
Yeah.
And then when they go to a away game like they're about to do on Friday, what is that like?
So a lot of the travel when we get our schedule for the season, I do the flights like first thing because then we get a better rate and all the things. But then as it gets closer and the games get closer, then you have to do all the fine details of where they're staying, where they're eating, all of those little things. When they need to get to the airport, what do I need to schedule for them to have bus transportation while they're there? Then on top of that, all of the guys that come in and that unfortunately get injured, then we still have to take care of them as well. So they're still here, even though you don't see them on the sidelines, they're still here and we have to take care of them and make sure that they're getting the proper care, which Miss Angie's also part of.
Yes, absolutely.
But all of those, it's a lot of different factors, and making sure that everything's to the T. I send them all an itinerary from, once again, just like my game day, it's time to the T, where they need to be, where they need to go, who they need to contact if there's an issue, because I don't travel with them. I have in the past. Happy not to do that anymore. My poor kids do not appreciate me being gone every weekend. But I've done it before. And once again, I think that comes with, I better understand what they're doing on game days and how their away travel looks when I plan it, because I've experienced with them. And I've gone through all those motions, and I've gone through all those early mornings and late night travels and all those things. So it just better equips me to be able to make sure that they are set up for their best thing that they can do for success while they're away.
That's awesome. So we have a question. Faye says, April, what has been your favorite moment of the season so far?
Favorite moment of the season? I think that would have to be Military Appreciation Night. It's my favorite game of the season. But the end of that, 1 point win.
Oh yeah,
that
was
eruption.
Amazing. Yes,
that kind of victory. I mean, even though it was very, very close, I think just the morale after that was very uplifting, and it's always good to come back here on Monday morning after a win.
Yeah,
for sure. It is like a whole different place around here.
It is. So yeah. I think that's probably my favorite moment is that win. And I there's some videos out there of me. I look like Kim Possible, but I'm in my army green and I'm sitting up underneath the little arch back there and I call a play to, I think it was Weston. And sure enough, we scored and the place erupted, and it was a great feeling.
That's a great little video of you jumping, and that was.
It's probably my favorite moment.
That's a great moment. Yeah. That's a good moment. Yeah.
Well, April, thank you so much for making time for us.
Absolutely.
And coming in. We are here live at Gunslinger Nation. I don't know if I said that at the beginning, but we are here live. Ralph is graciously giving me his chair. I feel so honored to sit in Ralph's spot. So thank you, Ralph, for that. He's over here doing all the technical things behind the scenes, so we appreciate that. And we do have a live audience here, which I'll talk about more in just a little bit. But we're going to take a break now and go to a commercial break, and we'll be back in the second quarter with Miss Angie and Miss Jen are going to come on, and we're going to get to know them a little bit more. So stay tuned.
Awesome. Thank you, April.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Okay. Good job.
I don't do anything over here, right? Okay. I don't end the stream. That would be.
You've now got the hang of clicking people in and clicking people out and all that in the comments.
I believe so, yes.
Hi, Love Muffin. I don't know that I can top that act.
Is it okay?
Right, so here's Angie. Here's what's going to be in the commercial. Not very And we're back.
Welcome back to the second quarter of Branded Live here at Gunslinger Nation. And here with me now is Miss Jen Bonomo. Welcome, Jen.
Hello. I love this.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
Doing good. How are y'all?
We are good.
Fabulous.
Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
So I am honored to get to interview you. You've done a fantastic job for us. So this is your second season with us.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what you do for the Gunslingers.
So I get the fun job. April does all the hard work, and I know you got to chat with her earlier, but I have the fun job dealing with everybody that gives us anything from drinks to food to giveaways, all the names you see on the dasher boards around the field, the different sponsors that it's just, I have fun. I get to run around in tutus and, just have a good time with the themes. And it's just so much fun.
You're always the best at the costumes. I mean, you're just nailing it like every game. And I'm wearing my same little shirt every time, but you're always looking cute and making it fun. And you've done a great job with our sponsors. I know I'm here a lot for lunch, and it's always great. Probably could start naming them and then I would forget someone. But the lunches have been so good, and our food sponsors have been great. And we appreciate you if you're listening to us at Matinga's and Outback and Teca Molina and
Carrabba's and the Den. Yeah,
You
it
guys
just
are
goes
awesome.
on and on and
Yes.
on. We're so blessed.
We are blessed.
We are
definitely blessed.
If anything, it's really funny. That's what the players talk about the most.
For
Any
sure.
of our teammates that have played in other organizations and come here, they are so excited about our food selection, and they are
This is true.
so excited on Taco Tuesdays. They just have their days, and it's a riot to see. But boy, they are here, lined up, ready to go, and ready to eat after that hard practice. So we
They
love
are.
it. Thank you to our sponsors for
Yeah.
sure. And
Yeah.
with that.
Yes.
We actually are so excited to have Angie with us, who is one of our largest partners, South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. And she is everywhere. On the field, on the players. Actually, I think she's even got her own garb on here now, which all of our players wear
There we go.
when they travel, these are made by another Stubing. April's husband, Jordan, does an amazing job putting these shirts and uniforms and
does.
merch together. I mean, we have just such a talented team. But
Well, speaking of merch, Bella actually said or asked, what's the new merch? When's the new merch coming out?
Every game is a neat surprise, and we get just as surprised and as excited as Bella and everybody else on what Jordan's got up his sleeve for us. And I think that's half our problem is we are so excited to see it, and we want to grab it before anybody gets to buy it. And we have to step back for a minute and realize, okay, wait, fans first. And then we can go in and dive into all the fun stuff that we have. And I mean, even the hats we're wearing and the shirt. I mean, it's just amazing, his talent.
Oh, absolutely. I love the Retro Night shirts. Love them.
Those were the best.
Yes,
they really
they
were
were.
cute. He did it. I'm sure he gets idea fatigue. I know he gets idea. He tells me he gets idea fatigue, but he still always manages to pull it out and come up with just the craziest stuff. His Gunslingers and all the cute things that he comes up with. So good job, Jordan.
Yes, we do. We love it. And, with the next 2 games coming up, obviously you're sponsoring our next game for the first responders. So South Texas Spine, you're going to see some really cool stuff out there for them. And then our last game being the Outlaw game, some of the stuff he has come up with, I am so pumped to see. So yes, make sure you're paying attention, make sure you're looking, keep your eyes open. Again, sponsors posted on some of this merch. I mean, he's just done amazing.
Yeah, I think we might have some special new uniforms for our players for the
I know.
We
can't tell our
something that isn't true, but I don't know. We'll see.
The big reveal.
We will see what
Yes,
comes
yes.
out of that. But
Yes. So to answer your question, Bella, every day. Just keep an eye on the website. When you're at the games, there's always something. My favorite is the cowbells. I have to, add to the collection. I think we all do that. The shirts are amazing. There's always something. So eyes open.
yes.
But we're coming back to you.
Well,
lady.
I'm going to say, us partnering and being a sponsor was such an easy decision for us. Immediately, y'all's values and the hospital's values aligned like perfectly. It's a very big family environment. It's, you care about the community, you care about your players. They're not just people you put out on a field to win. Like, you truly take them in and you care for them as if they are your own, right? And they do become your own.
They do.
And
They
really,
do.
that's how we view the hospital. That's how we treat our employees. That's how we treat our community. We want everyone to know that we're there to take care of them, in their darkest hour, when they have the biggest needs. We're there to help lift them up. We're there to heal them. And we just love being part of the Gunslingers Nation.
I'm going to brag on you for a minute.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Our heart goes out, and I know Stephahnie will attest to this too. When we have an injury, it is the worst thing that we deal with. And unfortunately, we had a couple of injuries this year, but I was one of the staff members that took our player to your hospital. And you're sitting here bragging on how we are with our players, but how you and your staff are with our players are amazing.
Yeah.
From the minute that they check in, how your staff comes and embraces them, calms them down, because obviously, these are things that these players don't want to have to see, because that means they're not playing for the rest of the season. It doesn't mean it's over. It just means it's over right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the gratitude, and I just cannot, I really, it's watching my players and our players just so devastated.
Yeah.
But I'm from the nurses to the staff to the anesthesiologists to the doctor themselves that come in and check on them and guide them, and it's going to be okay. And with therapy, it comes back. And we even have a story where one of our players last year that was injured in the beginning of the season he's one of the top right now in the IFL. And so we're so excited to be able to see, but we're also just so grateful for how you take care of our folks, not just being team doctor on the sideline, but truly the whole procedure from, beginning till they go home for therapy is just amazing.
Again, that's, I don't take credit for it, right? It's the people that come in every single day and, do what they do, and they do it great. I always like to say, we're a hidden gem, right? We're that boutique like environment. It's not a big facility where you're going to get lost in the parking lot trying to walk through the doors, right? We're there to walk you in if needed. And really, truly, our doctors, our employees are some of the top in the country. We were number 4 in the entire state of Texas when it came to joint surgeries. We're one of the top 1% in the nation when it comes to high quality patient care. And we are top in the market when it comes to patient experience, right? We truly care about how our patients are treated, and we really truly hope when they leave that they're optimal, right? They're going back to playing football, or they're getting to go walk their dog again, or take care of their grandkids and run and play with them. So really, truly, it's a huge team effort. We have a lot of staff that have been there for a really long time. We're around for 25 years. So I think that also speaks volumes, and we have a lot of longevity from that too.
Well, I will say it breaks my heart that they know me by name because that means they've seen me too many times with some of our players.
Yes.
But but that open door, knowing me by name as well, and knowing our players by name, and being able to pick up the phone when it comes to get them in, get the MRI, get whatever we need is, again, we thank you for that.
Yes. No, thank you again. It's been a true pleasure to be able to partner with you guys.
We love it.
So tell us a little bit about you personally. How long have you lived in San Antonio? What do you like to do for fun?
Sure.
What's your family?
Sure. So I've been in San Antonio since 2018.
Okay.
So I really started in healthcare when I was a teenager. I went and just shadowed my mom, who was a nurse, and worked with her, and then just fell in love with healthcare and started as a scrub tech, and then became an LVN, and then worked my way up as an RN, and then got 2 master's degrees. And then I realized very quickly that, well, I do love the hands-on aspect of healthcare. I also really loved being able to help shape and guide, right? People. I love mentoring. I think mentoring is huge. Again, especially in from a female perspective, it's really important to have those mentors.
Sure.
I have 2 sons, a 15-year-old and a 28-year-old. I have a partner, and we're celebrating 24 years.
Wow.
And what I love to do is travel. I always say I only work to travel.
And she does.
And
every weekend, I swear.
I do. I know. We're fixing to go on a big trip, leaving tomorrow, actually. But
where are you going?
We are going to Europe. Yeah.
What?
I know. It must be nice,
We
right?
don't get to go on vacations because we run the Gunslingers.
Exactly. There is a football season, man.
I know, right? I know, but I'm really excited. Anyway, but I even love. We actually are probably gone almost every weekend, and just even staying in the community. Like, we love going in the hill country or doing a staycation downtown or whatever. We just like to explore. We're open. We love learning about new things, new people, immersing ourselves in different cultures. And just, again, being part of a community is really important to me. And so I feel that kind of guides who I associate with and, how I work and all of that.
I think when we first met, we talked about that we both lived back in Austin in the early 90s, really close to the same area.
Yeah.
James and I lived just about, 5 or 6 blocks from the Capitol, and it was pretty nutso then. And you were agreeing with me that it was a little crazy down there. I don't know what it's like now. I haven't been down there in a while, but so we share an Austin history there.
We do. And to your point earlier about being in San Antonio and how long I've been here. So initially my career goal was to make it back to Austin and retire there. And as soon as we moved to San Antonio, unfortunately, we had a house fire, and the people we did not know, businesses supported us, and very, very quickly we were like, "This is it. Forget Austin.
That's awesome.
San Antonio,
San Antonio
is
all
it.
the way.
Seriously, the people and the community here is great."
Yeah, they are. Well, Angie, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about yourself, and thank you on the behalf of the team and the ownership for partnering with us this year. It's been fantastic. We're so grateful. I know so many of our players have benefited. We've had a lot of injuries this year, unfortunately, and it's been really great to have quality care that beyond just caring for their physical needs, I felt like they felt cared for. And that's probably what makes healthcare stand apart from any other place where you can get care or send your players to, that they genuinely felt like they care whether I get better. Some of these injuries were career ending for some of these guys, and it was tough. So we're grateful. Thank you for all your help.
Again, thank you.
Well, and I will say too, one of the things really quick that I want to just put out there is how much you support nonprofits. And we actually have a nonprofit here with us today, the San Antonio Youth, that have joined us with our podcast. They've got some curriculum and stuff that focuses on the IT side of the house, and podcasting and being able to speak in front of folks and doing all these things. So they've joined us out here at Gunslinger Nation.
So we have a live audience.
We do.
Yes.
Here we are, like, winging it with the live audience.
I'm going to say it's because of us. Because you notice when the coaches are on here, there's no live audience. I'm going to say it's because of us and the ladies being here. But Jeremy, one of the instructors here, amazing, giving us some insight on some of the things, and we may end up dragging him in here for a couple of questions in a little bit. But again, SA Youth is here with us. If there's any questions, any support, anything you want to do, we'll pass on that information to you on our website to be able to help support that effort.
Okay, well, I think Ralph is giving me the cue to take a break here. We're going to go into our second quarter, third quarter. Third quarter.
I think I'm getting
Time flies when you have fun, right?
We will have Miss Morgan Stubing as our next guest.
Yes.
So we'll be back in a little bit. Thanks for watching Branded Live.
A dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
And we're back. Welcome to Branded Live here at Gunslinger Nation. We are here with Miss Morgan Stubing.
That would be me.
She is
The other Stubing.
Another Stubing, I know. She is smart and beautiful and well-spoken. And
I try.
who is your mom? Let me go and congratulate her.
Yes, this lady taught me all that I know.
The same beautiful hair.
Oh, wow. Hers is supreme. Very nice.
Thanks, Mom.
I really enjoy working with my kids. It's been an incredible honor and pleasure to do it. I I don't know, when you're raising babies and you're in the thick of that, you don't really think about maybe one day you're gonna get to work with them. And I didn't ever see that coming together, but God has His plans, and here we are. And working with your family can sometimes be, it's a little tough sometimes because we're very comfortable and familiar with each other, and Dad's barking out the orders, and
Yes, it's definitely
it's
one
definitely
thing.
Dad. It's not me. My job around here is get the snacks and
Get the
do all the
snacks.
things and watch
Well,
the
you do a
little
good
ones.
job at
and
it. You're definitely the
so-
team mom, I would think.
I love that, the team mom. There you
I
go.
hear a lot
Yeah.
of little problems going on, and I give a little comfort when it's needed. But
You're like, James, let's get on it. We gotta help him.
if he's not being nice, I'm like, you need to be nice. I tell him, but he doesn't listen.
Well, it's definitely one thing to work for Dad for sure. We're like very, very similar, but
Oh yes,
almost a little bit too much, I think.
yeah. You and your dad are definitely little peas in a pod for sure.
He always tells me I put too much detail into things sometimes because it takes me forever to do anything. But I'm like, where do you think I learned that from?
That is the gospel truth right there. So tell us what you do. Tell us about it. How long? Well, how many years have you been working with the Gunslingers?
Since we on the team, since y'all on the team,
Yeah.
so 4 years.
This is our fourth
This is our fourth season. So
for sure.
I got control of the social media the day that we got ownership of the Gunslingers, and it was kind of out of nowhere. I was in a hotel in Florida and had to leave my hotel room and get all the login info, and then I just kind of hopped on it and started working on it. So it's definitely a weird start, but it's made me grow a lot as a graphic designer in general, and I feel like I've come a really, really, really long way since we started for sure.
Is that kind of what you wanted to do initially for your career?
Absolutely. I was always really interested in art. I kind of didn't really hone it down to graphic design until I was a little bit older, but I was already working on graphic design stuff before, and then I kind of just walked right into that. So, yeah. But it was a new thing for me. Football, sports graphics, a lot different than my vibe for sure.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a huge learning curve.
Yeah. And the demands, I think, that came with when we joined the IFL was a whole different standard of what we had been doing before, and that put a lot of pressure on you. I know most people probably don't realize it, but when you're we see you out on the field, and you're always an amazing photographer, but at the end of every quarter, you have to hustle it to the back and take all of your images because the league requires us to upload shots from every quarter. And so she has...
If anyone ever sees me running around, there's a reason for it. It's not, I don't like to run. It's just I have to get to here and there and get back before the quarter wastes too much time so that I can get more pictures for that quarter and upload it to the iFL for that quarter. So,
well, we have a question from Taylor. She says, Morgan, what's your favorite thing about the graphics with the team?
Definitely, I think the combo of being able to take the player media photos on top of game photos and being able to picture exactly what I want in a graphic itself really helps me be able to kind of pair the two, because I know what I need in the future and what I'm looking for graphic wise. So that really helps me be able to do two things at once while I'm taking pictures. It's a lot different than working with someone else's work, so I'm able to just combine it all and make it work.
Especially, kind of see your vision,
absolutely.
come to fruition.
Especially media photos. A lot of my graphics play into the photos that I have of the players, so that's a huge role in how well the graphics turn out. So I have to put a lot of effort into making sure that those turn out well and exactly how I envisioned it. So
I think one thing that you do really well is, in your own personal social media, you have quite a big following, and so the players love to tag you and the team. And I think if you're not on other social media besides just Facebook, there's a whole different world with the players and their socials.
Yeah,
especially
it's definitely
Insta.
2 different worlds.
It's definitely 2 different worlds. If you're older like I am and you kind of were the Facebook generation, it came on social media at the Facebook generation. We are the boomers of the social media world.
It's all Facebook.
Exactly. Mostly Facebook. Yes. But I follow both because I'm not that. But
you keep up with the times.
I do keep up. I try to keep up. But I think it's been a really great thing for them. They love for you to take their pictures.
Yes. They're all about it.
When we do media photos, I wish that we could share more of the behind the scenes of when they take their media photos, because
It's
they
hilarious
are
about it.
about it. The lights and the Morgan's gotten them posing, and they are feeling
Yep,
it.
I'm like,
They
so
are
you
feeling it.
can always tell when somebody's like not about it and they don't really want to take them.
Right.
But I'm like, listen, I need you to do this pose, hold your helmet this way, no,
Yeah.
move your arm that way, fix your uniform. They're like, all right. I'm like, I promise it'll be worth it in the end. It'll
Yeah.
turn out good. You'll like it.
Yeah.
So the Masked Bandit of San Antonio said, Morgan, you are an amazing singer and the next photographer of the team.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate you. I've gotten a few photos of you at the games. You're always there supporting, doing amazing. So I appreciate it.
And she is an amazing singer. Just not saying that just because she's my kid, but she really is an amazing singer and songwriter and piano player. and
Wow.
guitar
Oh my
player. So
gosh. Just all
she
around.
is just a girl that does all the
My
things, and she's a
goodness.
good mama.
Oh, thank you.
She's just a great
Thank
kid.
you. Yes.
Sing all her praises.
Monroe gets dragged around everywhere to all the
She does.
games, even to work with me, all the things. So
Yeah, she does. Great. Well, Morgan, what else? You want to tell us anything else about what you do? What you like, what you don't like?
I love the team. I'm thankful for the job that I have. It allows me to do what I love and to be with my family. And even though that is a little challenging at times, I am thankful to have a boss
For
that
sure.
is exactly like me and gets my vision and understands the precision that I put into things and the work that I put into things. It's definitely been a huge learning curve and process for me. You know, it's been a different thing than anything I've ever been a part of, but especially my own design style. So that was a huge difference for me in trying to navigate that world. It was like Chinese at first because I don't watch sport. I love playing sports, but I don't watch sports.
Right.
But I love watching the Gunslingers, so I'm really thankful that I get to do something that I love, and yeah, it's been amazing.
Your graphics, I look at a lot of the teams in our league. I look at a lot of what they put out for graphics, and again, I sound like a biased mom, but it's just the truth. Like, your graphics are so good and so creative, and some of the designs you come up with, like just the one you just did for a superhero with, you did the comic and with the Freeman, and the Superman had a G, and all the little things.
Yes.
It's
The details
it's just
are
so
what I was gonna
nuanced
say,
and very,
yeah.
very you, and
Yes.
they're next level good. They
Thank
really
you.
are.
I appreciate that. I
All
really
the
do.
props for that.
Stephanie, it sounds like each one of your children have a very unique talent that they bring to the organization.
They
Absolutely.
absolutely do. They
It's a
get
really,
that from
really
their
cool thing.
father. I just have to say,
No.
their talent.
But not
If they're
without
nice and
you.
sweet, they got it from me. If they're talented, they got it from their father. No, they are. They are really good. And even our
Yes.
little one, who's about to turn 13, she's definitely already going in that way.
Oh,
Graphics
for sure.
and
She's
all the
extremely
things.
talented.
Very
as
talented
an
artist.
Yeah.
Let's see if
Yeah.
we have time for one more question. Taylor said, how did you know you wanted to do digital graphics?
I've always been very artistic. I always, wanted to sing, write songs. Always was really interested in art, photography, even taking pictures since I was like 10.
Little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very little. Nobody's ever allowed to see those though, because they're very, very embarrassing and of myself. But
That's true.
I've always been really interested in that. And I went to college and pursued an art degree and ended up just pursuing my own thing. I started my own business in graphic design and did branding and all of those things, and really took that as far as I could. Started my own like Etsy shop and all of those things. So I was always very, very interested in it. And then it just kind of turned into this, which
Wow.
it's really been awesome. I'm really thankful to have a steady job that I love and appreciate and thankful for. So
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Morgan. I think it's time for us to take another little break here. Thanks for coming on
yes,
and
absolutely. Thanks for
sharing
having me.
us your lovely
Thank you,
self.
Mama. I love you.
I love you too.
So sweet.
All right.
I've absolutely loved the whole family thing. This is amazing.
It is a blessing. Okay, we'll see you back in a few minutes. You're watching Branded live at Gunslinger Nation.
Guns up.
Guns
Guns
up.
up.
For generations, the family recipes at Carrabba's Italian Grill have been bringing people together. From the sweet smell of our scratch-made sauce to our rich layers of lasagna, we believe food made with love leads to tables filled with laughter. Dine with us or order out at carrabbas.com.
You ain't gonna have me. Mama said, gotta make your green, you'll be seeing red. If you ain't got no home,
Hey, San Antonio, your Gunslingers are back. Catch professional indoor football live Saturday, July 19th at 5:30 p.m. inside the Freeman Coliseum. The San Antonio Gunslingers offer a one-of-a-kind, family-friendly experience that you'll never forget. It's First Responders Night. All first responders get in free with valid ID at the box office, and you'll want to get there early. The first 1,000 fans in the door will get a free Gunslingers LED light baton. Right now, save big with 30% off tickets when you go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com. See the lights, see the action, and see the famous six-shooters. Plus, don't miss your chance to win up to $2,500 in the Kick for Cash contest. For 30% off tickets, go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com. San Antonio Gunslingers football. Guns up.
Welcome back.
We
to
are
Branded.
back. Yeah.
It's going well. It's been a nice evening out here tonight.
It has. Oh my God, the weather's been beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, having a live audience. This
I know.
is really cool.
When
really
we first
cool.
came out, it was so windy and our hair was going crazy. So thankfully that sort of settled down here. So enjoying that. And we have about maybe 20 or so people, 25 people here listening to us live. So thanks for that. It's been fun to have an audience here. And our next guest coming up is the one and only Miss Casey. Are you with us, Casey?
All right.
Can we see? Can you hear me, Case? I can't hear you.
Let's see.
I don't know.
Little
I'm having,
technical
like,
difficulty. Just a second.
Oh, let me get Ralph. I need Ralph. Well,
We'll try to get you up there. We'll try to get you up there.
we're trying, Case. Sorry.
And we can't unhear her.
We can't. I can't hear her, so I don't know.
Yeah, click out to the stage. Click her.
Where?
Click on, add the
Yeah.
stage. Click there.
There she is.
Sorry.
Hi, y'all. How are y'all?
There you are. Thanks for the grace, because I haven't done this before.
Neither have I. So sorry about that.
There you are. So this is Miss Casey, the one and only six-shooter cheerleader coach. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you for letting me join virtually.
Of course, because you were in Austin, and this is a long way to come for a 15-minute segment.
I would do it. I would totally do it.
I know. Well, what have you been doing today? What's going on with you?
Well, I am so excited to be on the podcast with y'all again. I was on it a couple weeks ago with Ralph, talking about our camp. So we've been super busy lately.
So tell me about cheer camp. How was that?
Oh my gosh, our cheer camp was so amazing.
It was.
We had lots of little girls who were genuinely excited to be dancing with the six-shooters, and I think that the six-shooters actually had a really good time too. It took them back to like why they love dance so much, and kind of helped them fall in love with it again through the eyes of little ones. So that was super cool to watch.
Oh, absolutely. You probably made some little girls' dreams come true. And then you probably inspired some future six-shooters.
That's always the goal. Yeah. We actually, last year, Michaela, one of our current six-shooters, she was a camper at our teen clinic, and now she's a six-shooter. So it definitely happens.
That's awesome. Yeah, I could see on a lot of their little faces. Like, I don't think that sometimes as adults we don't take in the way kids take in, and maybe they're making a core memory. And for us, it's just like, oh, we got to do all the things, and we're gonna run the camp and whatever. But in their little worlds, it's a core memory and remember that time. And I thought that just as I popped in the classrooms throughout the day, and the girls did an amazing job, and I think that their poise, the way they were presenting themselves, and the character standards that we set forth as a team, all of that came across. And in our world of overexposure to everything, I think the role models that they were presenting themselves to be was just really top notch, and I was grateful for them. I try to tell them when I catch them, like, thank you for really putting forth a positive female role model to young girls, and the standards we're going to set ourselves up to live by, and just the benefits that will bring into their little lives it's a pretty big deal. I think the six shooters get a lot of fame and glory. Maybe close to the players. I don't know.
Well, and you think about it, right? You think of the players as being the top athletes, but the cheerleaders are athletes as well, right? Some people tend to forget that. It takes a lot to be a cheerleader.
Oh yeah. I just wish y'all could see like every little thing that goes on, because especially this past weekend, if you were at the game, you might have noticed the six shooters never stop. Like halftime, they don't get to rest. They dance at halftime, and then sometimes we take a little break after halftime, but this week we couldn't because of the kids. So immediately after they danced, like they barely had time for a water break. I don't think any of them even took a water break after halftime. They just went straight to pick up the kids and started enriching their game day experience. And then immediately after that, went right back to the sideline. And so it was, they're joking and saying it was a marathon, but it probably actually was a marathon.
For sure.
We struggle with all the same, athlete things that the football players do as far as injuries and illness and all the things. It's all the same. It's just cheerleadery.
One big difference is that most of them, or if not all of them, including yourself, are working full-time jobs every day, and they aren't being housed by us or any of those things, of course. So they are really running a really heavy schedule, and I think most of them are all professional women doing pretty amazing things. A lot of teachers. I don't know all of their careers, but I know some of them. A lot of them are teachers, and I know you just recently graduated. So tell us about that.
Oh, congratulations!
Well, I actually haven't graduated yet.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm getting my doctorate of physical therapy, and so I just recently got my white coat, and so.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm in my last didactic semester right now, so that's why I was thankful I didn't have to drive to San Antonio today, because I had class all day and then, class in the morning. So I'm a full-time student, and then also it's a part-time coaching job, but it's like full-time coaching in some ways. But I'm very grateful to be able to do both. I think it's like, I always say, I feel like Hannah Montana. I go to school on Monday and it's like so normal, and nobody knows what I just did all weekend long, and just how bizarre and just cool and amazing my life on the weekends with Gunslinger. So it's really special. It's been a cool experience for me.
We are blessed to have you. You're the best. You're the best, and the six shooters are the best. I don't care what anybody says. It's a fact.
I think so too. I think you all guys are the best, and you look amazing, and the cheers and the dancing, all amazing. So Taylor asked, where are we at? So earlier, I think you had said, but we're at the South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, Gunslinger Nation's training campus.
Yes.
Training field. It's an absolutely beautiful facility.
Yes, we are. This is where the players come and practice every day. They have a full field and locker facilities, showers, workout room. We have our offices back here behind me in this building. So the girls will come here too sometimes to practice, right?
Yes, ma'am. We've actually used it quite a bit this season. We have a studio that we use when it's really hot outside and we need to learn a new dance. But I will say, we've practiced in about 100-degree weather out on the practice field a few times this year. Just to be able to put our routines on the field has been so helpful. Sometimes the guys are super gracious too, and they let us use their film room. And so we'd go in there and get some AC. And then they also shout out Megan, the trainer, because they go to Megan, the trainer, quite often. They also have been getting their spray tans from House of Gold there in the six-shooter room. Jordan made us this really cool six-shooter room, if you haven't seen it. So yeah,
it's very cool.
Definitely been helpful having that facility.
For sure.
Casey, I have a question for you. Who does y'all's choreography?
I actually do the majority of the choreography.
Wow.
This season, I had two amazing guest choreographers. One of them is an NFL cheerleader herself, and then another is a San Antonio native. Amazing choreographers. But for the past 3 years, I'm pretty proud that I've actually done the majority of the choreography myself.
Yeah, you should be proud.
Absolutely.
Good job. Good job.
So you were also a six-shooter cheerleader. So tell us about that.
Yes, I was a six-shooter, and I always joke for 4 games.
Uh-oh. I think we lost her.
There's like some kind of amber
Phone
alert.
alerted.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
just-
what it was.
just a
we lost
second.
her. There was some kind of public alert on everybody's phone. So hopefully we'll get Casey back here in just a second.
yeah. Again, definitely a talented cheerleading squad. I mean, just their dances, the choreography, amazing. Oh,
There she
there
is.
you are.
Did you get an
Great.
alert on your phone?
Yes,
that-
I
yes.
did. Bummer. Anyway, what I was saying was about what was I talking about?
Your time.
Your time as a six-shooter.
Oh, yes. I was a six-shooter, and I'm very grateful that I did become a six-shooter back in 2022. I tried out after college when I really wanted to continue dancing, but unfortunately, some other opportunities for me didn't work out. And so it was kind of an on-the-whim thing, but it ended up being life-changing for me. The team was different back then. It was coached by someone else, and it was obviously just been taken over by y'all's amazing family. And so it was just at the beginning stages. And then the very next year, I was asked to be the coach, or if I would like to be the coach. I was recommended by the old coach, and I was so taken back. I really wasn't sure what to do, if I should take the job, but I just had a feeling inside that I needed to. And so, yeah, it's just been amazing since then, and just uphill and so beautiful. Such an amazing experience for me that I'll absolutely never live up to again, probably, but it's been so cool.
Oh, I don't know about that. But well, we adore you. We think you're I think you're precious inside and out. And I've watched you a little bit with the girls, and you're tough. You're tough on them. You don't give them no breaks, and I like it.
Well, these girls, they have so much potential, and I tell them that all the time. I don't really like to be. I wouldn't say I'm mean at all. I think that you can be a tough coach, but still a really positive coach.
Absolutely.
Just like a parent, like you're not a good parent unless you're a little tough on your children, but it's all out of love.
Right.
And wanting them to be the best that they can be. And so I hold them to a high standard because I know it's important not only to y'all as the owners, but just it's important because the community needs something like that. And
for sure,
I want them to be able to be proud of what they're doing too and what they're a part of too. So I do hold them to a high standard, but I think great. They want that. They're
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we love y'all. I think you've done an amazing job, Casey. You're an incredible role model. I think the impact that you've had on the girls will be lifelong for them. So,
I hope so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions for her, Angie?
No. So, did you grow up when you grew up, like in high school? Were you a cheerleader? Were you on like a football team, or were you competitive cheer?
So I was actually, and the six shooters, most of them were too. I was actually a competitive dancer growing up, and so I'm so thankful for like my past and all of my experiences in dance. I've been very fortunate to have a wide variety, from studio dance to drill team to being in the pro space. I grew up going to like DCC camp. I don't know if you've heard of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, but they're pretty big right now.
We've heard of them.
Yeah, I would hope so. But they were very instrumental in kind of like forming me as a child. I would go to their camps every summer. And so it's just kind of funny that this is where I ended up, because I still do like, I really pull from all of those experiences that I had, and every little bit of those experiences has shaped six shooters. We have elements of drill team, and we have elements of pro, and we have elements of studio. And that's what makes it really beautiful and really cool for me, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Casey, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm glad you could get on and just be showcased as one of the amazing girls of the Gunslingers. I love you to
pretty
death.
awesome women on this team.
We do have a great group of women in this organization, from sponsors to dancers to
Yes.
staff. Really love them all. I truly do. I wish they could all be on here and we had all night to get them. I feel bad I'm missing some, but I'm just thankful for you. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Well, Agnes, I was going to say, Agnes said, definitely we have the best cheer squad in the league.
For
So
sure.
I agree with
Love
that,
it.
Agnes. Agree with that.
Yes.
I agree too,
Yes.
but I'm a
Yes.
little biased.
All right. Thank you, Casey.
Bye, Casey.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you later. All right. Well, we're going to take another break here and go into our fourth and final quarter for Branded Live here at Gunslinger Nation. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Hey, what can I say? Comes with the job. 1 minute I'm making a one-hand catch on the sideline. Next minute it's lights out and I'm on the sideline. And that's why I like Complete Care, because they're fast, just like me. They have ultrasound, CAT scan, X-ray, and even on-site lab. So if you get sidelined, know where to go. Complete Care. Official sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslinger.
Welcome to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center. Step into our operating rooms, where highly skilled surgeons work hand in hand with specialized technicians. Our dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
Welcome back. You're watching Branded Live from Gunslinger Nation. And we're in overtime now. This is our last little segment here, but certainly not the least. We have Miss Crystal Hinsey here with us tonight. Hi, Crystal. Welcome. Thanks for coming on.
You're very welcome.
So this has been a pretty fun show.
It has been.
I have enjoyed it a lot. I'm glad to get to know everybody and let our audience get to know everybody.
Absolutely. I think the girls of the Gunslingers is a great segment. Really good job. So.
Yes.
A lot of people are probably surprised just how many girls help run a sports team.
I agree with
For
that.
sure.
Probably
And we were
so.
missing, I always want to shout out, like, I didn't have our trainer Megan on. She's been on the show before in the past, and it was just too many to get on all at once, but she is amazing.
I tried to drag
I
IT
love her.
Megan with me. And
Yes, IT Megan is also fantastic. She is a hustler. That girl gets it done, and you're a hustler. So tell us about what you do, Crystal.
So I do graphic design for the Gunslingers. If you've been to our games, you'll see my work on the Jumbotron, the game program. In previous seasons, I helped Morgan with some of the posters and things and some of the photography. We've also done a lot with various ticket vouchers and things like that you may have seen my work on. I also do work for Gunwing Service Company as a professional, so you may have seen that side of my work as well.
And this is your work?
Look at that. This is for Ralph, yes. I made those today.
Well, we are appreciative. I know that those game programs they take about a week. Those are a lot. And then when certain people in our team don't get you the right things at the right time, it's
I'm gonna guess you've seen the text messages I sent.
I've seen those. I've seen those messages. But
please send me your photos so that I can add it to this if you want to be included.
You know, again, the details that it takes, all the little tiny pieces that people don't realize.
I say I make the program, but honestly, it's a team effort. Morgan sends me stuff. She's the one that's been doing the posters this season. We get information from the league. We get information from the other teams. We try to put everybody that we have in the show at halftime in the game program. So we're reaching out, and April helps me a ton with this when she's booking who's doing everything. We reach out to them to get photos and blurbs, and we write articles about our sponsors. And it really takes a group effort to get these done, to get information from all of these people. And that's why I said it takes approximately a week to get these done, because we go to print. We try to go to print on Friday morning, because depending on how many programs we're producing for a game. So if we're producing 500 programs for a game, that is 6 to 7 hours of printing.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And when we do 1,000 programs for a game, when we have larger amounts there, that's 12 plus hours of printing.
Right. Lots of printing. We do a lot of printing in this organization.
Yeah, it's a lot of printing. It's a lot of paper. We have a professional digital press that we run these on.
Right. Well, tell us a little bit about you personally. How long have you been working with the Gunslingers?
I've been working with the Gunslingers since we bought them, since Dawn bought them.
Yes.
I worked, like I said, at John Wayne Service Company, and when Dawn, who owned John Wayne Service Company at the time, bought the Gunslingers, I just started helping out with them. I believe that was in, this is what,
2020. I think it was 2021, 22. I don't know why this is unclear to me, but I just know this is our fourth season. This is our fourth season.
As I said, I knew it wasn't 2020 because
definitely 2021. Correct.
We were all working from home in March of 2020.
Yeah, fourth season. Yes, I know. Yeah.
So I will admit I am not a huge sports person, so this was a very large learning curve for me.
Yes.
We came on mid-season. We were flying by the absolute seat of our pants.
Most definitely.
I remember one of the first merch items I made for Gunslingers was those koozies we did the first year.
Yep.
Little fun fact for anybody who bought those koozies, if you look very, very closely, they have the wrong size of football field on them, because I didn't know what IFL was when I made those, and nobody told me that our field was smaller.
Oh,
so I did not think to edit the yard markers.
Then they're special. I hope you still have some somewhere.
We did edit them before the second production of it.
Oh, so then there are some out there.
So there are some
collectors
and there are some
collector items.
So there are
That's
collector
right.
items.
That's
They were
right.
one of the first things we made for the Gunslingers that was not a t-shirt or a hat, which I know some of our super fans, when we first took over, probably remember me at the merch booth with my design assistant at the time and my mother, who came out to help. And we had 3 colors of t-shirts, 3 colors of hats. We were out in the hot part of the Freeman's atrium. And that was all the merch we had. And some stickers. We did have a few stickers. Jordan helped us out and we got a few stickers.
We've come a long way, baby.
We do. Now we have an entire merch booth. We have custom jerseys each game. The merch has been fun. We do bells. We do random fun stuff. Like I got to design the fanny packs this year.
Those were so cute.
I had never designed a fanny pack in my life. That was so fun
look
to
at
do.
those cups.
These cups
My
are
buckle
the
cups are fun.
best. Yeah, love the buckle cups.
I do have a buckle cup somewhere.
That's awesome.
Well, I will just say on behalf of James and myself, and we are appreciative of you. I know that you've put in some very, very, very late nights. And
we're not going to discuss the 2 a.m. printing that
I know. That was a little crazy, but I think
we got it done.
You know what? You know what that shows? That you go above and beyond.
That's right.
It needed to get done, and honestly, a lot of it, and running a team like this, and when we were at the company, sometimes it just has to get done.
Yes.
It may not be
Above
the
and
most
beyond.
convenient. It may not be anybody's favorite thing to do, but sometimes you just got to do it.
That's
right.
amazing.
That's right. Well, this has been so great. I'm so glad you came on, Crystal, and shared with us what you do for the Gunslingers. And
it was nice for you guys
it's been
to have
a
me.
fun night with Angie and all the girls. So thank you for listening. Thanks for joining in, everyone. I think we're going to call it a night tonight, but maybe sometime in the future we'll do another Girls of the Gunslingers episode.
I love it.
And we will just
we need to do a
showcase all the
round table.
girls. Yeah, for sure. Get everybody, you'll just pile us all in here and do all the things. So this wraps us up for tonight. Please follow us on all our socials. It really helps us out. We are honored and pleasured to be able to come live with you guys tonight. And I think we're going to call it good.
All right.
And as I say,
Guns
up.